Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the Chris and Ant Show.
Another one.
How are you doing today, Chris?
I'm doing good. I'm doing great. It's a new year. New year, new me, they
New
say.
year, new me. Everybody, welcome to 2022. Happy New Year. And we're going to get it kicking off right with the topics today. What are we talking about, bro?
We got some good topics here. I mean, Tesla doesn't fail to deliver on their cars.
No,
and
they
it
don't.
shows here. It put over 300,000 cars out in Q4 last quarter.
Crazy.
Which is insane.
Yeah,
Elon
that's
Musk
crazy.
does it again. I mean, LeBron James out here getting in arguments with his assistant coach,
Yep.
Phil Handy. What's going on in L.A.? I don't know.
What is up with LeBron talking crap to Phil Handy at halftime? That's crazy. We're going to definitely talk about that.
Yeah, and he also kicked out some fans a few months back, if you remember that.
I
so
do.
He's been getting confrontational with people
Yeah.
that say things to him that he doesn't like, I guess. But
He uses his influence, that's for sure.
yeah, and then you got Antonio Brown on the football side of things.
My goodness.
Throwing his gear off, his pads, his shirt, all that, making
Leaving?
gestures. Left the
Little
field.
interesting.
Pretty wild.
Yeah. Green Bay Packers. Are they the NFC favorites?
They might be.
Is Aaron Rodgers going to win a Super Bowl?
Aaron.
And is Aaron going to take out the GOAT? We are going to talk about that. And finally, I mean, we couldn't have this show without this topic. The NFL playoff picture.
Yeah.
It is right around the corner, ladies
Right
and gentlemen.
around the corner.
The NFL playoffs are coming to a close, and we are going to give our predictions for the NFL playoff picture that's right now. So, yeah, that's what we got going on, and a great show coming up. But first, what are we talking about, bro? The Tesla, right?
Well, we got Tesla, and as I said, delivering over 300, I think it's 308,600 cars to be exact.
Stupid
in Q4,
number.
Somewhat exact there.
You know what's kind of cool about that, too, is they beat their previous record.
Right. So they're just, and I'm sure that the next quarter they'll probably beat that record. And,
Yeah,
that's kind of the thing that I get from this. And what I find interesting is Elon Musk can literally sell anything. He puts it on his website. He puts it online, whether
Yep.
it's a flamethrower. He sold out
Tequila.
a whistle last month or 2 months ago.
Yeah, he made his own
Tequila.
Yep.
Like, it doesn't matter what Elon Musk wants to sell. It will sell out, and it's going to sell out quick.
Yeah.
So it's very impressive. I saw an article saying how Tesla was rewriting code and doing things because, there's a chip shortage in the auto industry right now, and it's making it hard for other manufacturers to deliver vehicles. And here Elon is rewriting code and doing things so that he can deliver his electric vehicles. I think it's amazing. I mean, it's ridiculous. He's got to be the coolest man in the world.
He's one of them.
And if you don't love his EV vehicles and you're a stockholder, then, I mean, you're loving them either way because their stock in the last 5 years up 2,700%.
Yeah.
Just this year alone, I want to say it's up 67-ish%. So, I mean, Elon Musk cannot miss. We probably will be on Mars in the next 2 years because my man Elon is just going to spearhead it. And what can't he do?
I mean, that's very true. I mean, you know how much I love Elon. I love how much of the sustainable energy and just the progression that he brings. Like, he doesn't really think like the older, oil companies and the older people that are, in the business realm. He's way different. So I love that. I think it's pretty impressive. Like you said, everything Elon touches, it just turns to gold. I mean, 308,600 worldwide EV vehicles sold. That is super impressive. And it's honestly just a start because, I mean, guess what? How many drivers are even in EVs right now? I mean, he is going to sell millions of these things and keep smashing it out the park.
Yeah.
And I just applaud Elon Musk because, I'm all about sustainable energy, saving the planet, doing what we can to coexist with the planet. And I think Elon Musk is huge in that. So, I mean, it's just amazing for him to keep knocking down these pillars and setting goals on top of himself because who else would you want to do it? I mean, the people that own Ford or GM or all these people that have been doing, kind of lame stuff anyway.
No, I
But
mean, at this point, I mean, I like Ford. I like
Ford.
I
They're
like
cool.
I like other car companies.
They're
I
cool,
like
but
Audi. I like some of these other people. But all I'm going to say is just Elon himself the Tesla vehicle, as you said, EVs, obviously, it's kind of the future of vehicles, if you will. All the other vehicle manufacturers are almost coming out with their own EVs because
they really are too.
Happening.
I think Kia has one. I think Volkswagen has one.
And I mean,
if
honestly,
you don't have one, you're kind of dumb because I'm gonna be buying an EV soon.
At this point, we should just let Elon Musk be president of America.
There we go.
Much more efficient.
Wait, he's not a citizen though, is he?
I don't care if he is or not. Whether you saw the tweet the other day, he's gonna pay like some ridiculous $11 billion in taxes. Right. He did a vote on Twitter on who would be more efficient with the money. I think it was like 87% of the people that voted said Elon would be more efficient than the government.
Well,
he absolutely would be. So let's just make Elon president. Great job selling them vehicles, over 300,000. I'm sure you're going to break another record here soon, and we'll talk about it, when that happens. So
yeah, I mean, I think it's honestly just amazing what Elon does, and I just can't say good enough stuff about him. He's the man pretty much. So yeah, that's awesome.
But LeBron James arguing with assistant coach Phil Handy.
Yeah.
And I was kind of curious. I mean, I see that it's not like LeBron James to argue with a coach. Maybe maybe a fan, as we said, he kicks fans out. I think he's maybe done it once, maybe twice even.
Yeah, I'm LeBron. You know what? I love LeBron. No, don't get me wrong. I love LeBron. He's the GOAT. He's from Akron. There's nothing. I love LeBron for sure. But I honestly really disliked this about LeBron because I feel like he uses his influence a little bit too much. His tweets about social justice and things. I mean, they're cool. Use your platform. But don't use your platform like you're like the almighty saying person because you're LeBron James. I mean, you are probably the best player on the basketball, But, I mean, there's places where you don't step. And I feel like if you're going to yell at your coach, you don't do that where everybody can see you. Like, at least if you're going to yell at your coach, wait till you get to the locker room. So the whole world doesn't see you yelling at your coach on the sideline. That's just not really a good look. Like you said, the Lakers aren't playing that well this year, even after their huge roster change. So that probably is, getting into LeBron James's head. I don't love the yelling at the coach, but LeBron James is the GOAT. So, it is what it is.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just curious, what it was about. Some people speculated that he was talking to the assistant coach, and this is obviously speculation, so I could be completely wrong here, and I'm sure the internet will tell me if I'm wrong. They love to, type in the YouTube comments things.
For sure. And, I haven't seen any reports.
I like to hear it, but
on what it actually was yet.
Some speculation is that the coach was talking to a player live in game, right? And LeBron needs to pass the ball in, I believe, or is passing the ball in, or something of this nature. And because the coach was distracting the player, it resulted in a turnover on the play. And I could see that. LeBron I don't know why, if you're an assistant coach, if this is true, I don't know why you would be, distracting your players live game. Maybe call a timeout, maybe like on a foul shot or something, say it or whatever. We can't be, causing turnovers.
Also, but that's
as an assistant coach.
Yeah, that's the assistant coach though. That's not the head coach. So
I don't.
Is that even his, if he's yelling, is that even his place to be yelling like that in the game?
So that's what I'm saying. If that is true, then I could see why LeBron James was saying something to him.
Yeah, I mean, that's
and, it probably was something like, hey, coach, I don't know, why were you talking to him live in game? And the coach was probably like, hey, man, I'm just doing my job. Go fuck yourself or something like that.
Yeah,
I think that's probably what it was. And I don't think it's a big deal. The two basketball players, an assistant coach, professional level, LeBron James wants to win a ring. So, they're holding each other to high standards. I think it's a good thing. They're talking to each other. They're communicating. I'm sure they're going to get better from this. Hopefully, they're not going to get worse. I think it would, just better their relationship. So, I don't think it's a big deal. That happens on basketball teams all the time. Coaches, players, they get in talks, call it. And,
talks. But
sometimes you get better because of it.
He literally sprinted to where they were entering the locker room.
Yeah, he did kind of do that.
And just started yelling at him to the point where his coach...
Yeah, he couldn't even wait for the locker room.
He turned around and ripped his mask off and started... what did he say? And why did you have to run 200 yards to get to him before you started yelling at him?
Well, this is the NBA.
It can't wait until the locker room, bro. I mean... If I'm a head coach on the NFL, NBA, NFL, anyway, if I'm a coach in high school, and my player does that to me in game,
Well,
on the court, at halftime, with cameras and everything, I am heated.
Let's
that's
be
all
honest,
I'm about to say.
LeBron James can
It
do
is
things
LeBron,
that
and that's
no high school athlete
of
in
course.
the whole entire
Of course.
country, in the world rather,
well, of
can
course,
do. I
it's
mean, this is
LeBron.
LeBron, this is the NBA.
Yeah, but
And this
still,
is an
though,
assistant
still,
coach here. Let's
still.
be honest. If the
It's
Lakers
still,
are going to get rid
eh.
of an assistant coach or LeBron,
Well,
it
they
might
would-
be the assistant coach.
I mean, that's true, but that still doesn't really. I still don't feel like that makes it a good enough point
no,
to
I
yell
know.
at
I
your
get
coach.
it. I'm
mean,
just saying. I'm not
there's-
with him.
there's
I
levels.
don't agree that.
There's levels to it, and the coach is on a higher level than the players when it comes to that. And like I said, you have to wait until the locker room at least.
I agree with that. He could have waited to the locker room.
I
no
agree
reason to
with
run
talking
up on
to your
him like
coach
he's about
if-
to sucker punch
He
him.
would look like he was about to run up on him and beat him up,
The
bro.
boy ripped the mask off. Probably, gave
Oh,
5
my
people COVID at the
goodness.
same time.
It was funny though. I mean, I don't think it was that big of a deal, but like I said, I would expect a little bit more professionalism out of LeBron James. That's all I'm saying.
So what's a bigger deal, LeBron arguing with Phil Handy, or Antonio Brown ripping all of his
Well-
gear off, throwing his stuff into the side? Now, if I'm a fan, I want you to throw your
Throw
stuff at
it.
me, first off.
Let me get that. Let me
But-
get that jersey.
So what's the bigger deal here, Antonio Brown fiasco or
Well,
the LeBron fiasco?
I don't even think that's a question, personally. I think probably the Antonio Brown one. I mean, they were at halftime. Nobody even. I read one player didn't even know he left. One of his good friends. I think it's Le'Veon Bell that plays for him.
Yeah.
He said they did an interview with him. He said he didn't even leave. AB didn't tell him why he left though. Le'Veon Bell actually backed him up though. He said AB's a good guy. He makes bad decisions, but there's nothing bad I have to say about him.
Yeah.
So
That's
I don't
basically
know what
Tom
it
Brady
was,
said, too.
but like you can't just take even if you're about to leave the game, like don't you got to wait till the fourth quarter? You're just gonna take your gear off at not even halftime and throw it into the stands and walk into the locker room? I mean, that's kind of crazy.
Well,
And I feel like they're gonna fine the crap out of him. They're gonna fine him. And Arians,
I think he fined himself $1 million because
he seen
didn't
that.
finish the season.
Yeah, well, he needed 8 more catches or something to get
so he
stupid
obviously-
bonus that
He
he
may
would
or
have got.
may. I mean, now I care about $1 million. I think anybody cares about $1 million. Football player, businessman. Elon Musk would tell you that he cares about $1 million. At least I think he would.
Yeah.
So to me, that was pretty crazy. And I'm with you. Throwing the gear in the stands, I think
Kind of
that's
crazy.
pretty wild. And I'm more curious about what was said to AB that leads to this
Well,
than I am about LeBron and Phil Handy.
Oh yeah,
because
for sure. Well, I was
what-
reading a couple things, and from what I don't know, there's not much on it because not many people are saying anything. But from what I saw, I think AB might have been injured or going through some type of sickness or something.
Okay.
I think he might have deemed himself not able to play,
And they wanted him
and
to
they
play.
kept being like, "Yo, you're playing." And then he said, "Peace out."
I got you.
I think that I don't know if that's true because, like I said, nobody's really talking about it.
Right.
But from the in between the lines where I did see something something about something, that's kind of what I got. So, but I don't know though. Don't quote me on that. It's
Well, I
hard
mean,
to say.
at this point, I don't think that it matters. I mean, I think that he's been a wild boy at multiple franchises.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
the NFL doesn't typically play these kind of games with many players, regardless of how
Right.
good you are. So there's been many players that have been very talented that never saw an NFL field again. So I think this is officially it. I think the
He might be
NFL's
done.
done with AB, and I think AB's done with the league too because
Yeah.
he knows it. He was on, I think, a 3-strike protocol with Tampa Bay, and I think he was on like 7 strikes before this incident. So he was, you know what I mean? He's
past his prime.
I
on
think
that
he's
one.
I think he's done with it. He doesn't care. It doesn't seem like he cares much about football anymore. He's letting kind of the the antics of everything get
Yeah.
caught, be kind of the forefront as opposed to his football player.
True.
He can't come into a franchise and give you a few good, I don't know, months, call it, or games or practices, or I don't know what's going on. but he's been a distraction. And even though to be honest, I think it's kind of sad to see a good player go out like that. It's kind of
that's what I was going to say too, because I would like to see him play again.
AB, great player, love to see him play, love to see him go out. In a shining light, call it. And this is going to be kind of a poop stain on the resume
for sure. He's going out in a trash can right now.
And nonetheless, though, I am with the GOAT, Sir Thomas Brady. In the sense that, wish nothing but the best for AB.
Right.
If there is something that he needs help for, maybe he's got CTE or something pretty serious, and maybe he needs to see somebody about it. And that's why he's so wild, or maybe he's just wild.
Maybe he's just a wild boy.
That wild, right?
Well, look at Marshawn Lynch, Kelly. Bro. Look at Marshawn.
Yeah, Marshawn Lynch was just
that dude's wild.
What Peyton Manning had to apologize for Marshawn. So and that could be it too. I don't want to say there's something wrong with AB simply because he just maybe he just wanted to do that.
Maybe he's just done playing football.
Right. Maybe he just wanted to make a scene and was like, I don't need the mill. Forget about it.
Right. And that's kind of like you said, that is kind of crazy to leave all that money on the table. But I guess, if you're in the NFL and you've been playing for X amount of years and you saved some up and maybe you got some investments, maybe you got some businesses going and that money really ain't that crucial to you, then maybe that's cool. That's a lot of money to not be crucial to somebody. But do you, I guess, right. He's the one playing. So I got nothing but love for him.
The way you want.
Yeah, and I hope they just fine him and let him play again if he wants to, because I would like to see AB play again, but I can definitely see if they kick him out the league for this. That would not surprise me.
I'm not going to say the NFL is going to say, hey, you're never coming back to a franchise. I just think that the franchises aren't going to bring him into their locker room.
Well, that might be true, but I don't know, though, because you always get a random team that's willing to take a chance, and especially if the player's trying to change. So but like you said, AB, this is not his first rodeo on this, so he's been saying he's going to change for a minute, so he hasn't changed. So what are we going to do there?
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Green Bay Packers are looking pretty good right now. Antonio Brown no longer a weapon on Tampa Bay.
Right.
Not that Sir Thomas Brady needs him, but I think the Green Bay Packers are looking pretty good.
Aaron Rodgers is playing out of his mind.
Aaron Rodgers playing out of his mind. I don't think that you can't really get a better quarterback in the NFL than Aaron Rodgers. You could obviously say Tom Brady, but
he's got to be right behind him.
You really can't get a better mechanically sound quarterback that you want running your offense than somebody like Aaron Rodgers. And
a good thing about Aaron Rodgers, too, is he's been doing it for so long that he's such a veteran and he's just so smart about the game. It's like, man, he's good.
Right. Yeah, he's good. He knows how to handle your offense. He knows how to run the offense. He doesn't throw very many interceptions. He's got 7 interceptions this year, 30 touchdowns.
30 touchdowns with 7 interceptions.
He's got one of the higher passer QB ratings in the league. His QB rating 67.7. That is the highest.
Is that
QB
the QB rating or the passer rating?
That's the QB rating, and that's what really matters. Passer rating is just basically on your passes. Your QB rating has to do with more of the game. So in my opinion, the QBR is definitely more important.
But what is his passer rating? Just because what is a high QBR?
So Tom Brady's QBR is 100.5. Aaron Rodgers right now is at 111.
Oh, so it's higher?
It's higher than Tom.
Wow. Okay.
Highest passer rating and highest rating in the league. So
highest quarterback rating in the league is Aaron Rodgers.
Highest quarterback rating and passer rating in the league. 67.7 on the QBR. Tom Brady 66.9. So
very impressive.
Just a booty hair right behind him.
Yep.
But that's what I'm saying is you can't get a better quarterback than Aaron Rodgers. There's not many quarterbacks that deserve a ring more than Aaron Rodgers. Would love to see him get a ring.
True.
And their team is playing like they can put it together for this playoff run. So,
did you see what they did to Minnesota the other night? They destroyed them. What is it, 30 to 7 or 30 to 3 or something? They destroyed them. I really do like Green Bay. Since Aaron Rodgers has been playing in Green Bay, they've really kind of been in there pretty much every year.
Yeah.
So you really can't discount them.
Yeah.
Like you said, Aaron Rodgers is playing out of his mind. Best quarterback rating, best passer rating in the league. He has Devontae Adams, which might be the best wide receiver in the league. He's definitely top 3. I mean, that dude is an animal. His route running is insane. He's always open. His hands are stupid good. So, I mean, they have so many weapons in Green Bay. Their offense is very explosive. And they also actually have one of the top defenses in the league, too. I think they were at 11 in yards per game allowed. So they're 11 in yards per game, and I think they were 8 at points allowed per game. So, I mean, they got a top 10 defense. They have a really good chance of coming out of the NFC this year. It's going to be tough, though, because, Sir Thomas Brady is over there. So you got to go through him. And everybody knows that that's not easy, especially when he gets into the playoffs.
Right.
I mean, Tom Brady could literally have a losing record. You put him in the wild card, and he could come out of the playoffs.
Yeah.
So it's not going to be easy. They are very good. I personally don't know that I see them coming out the NFC, though. I don't think I see it.
Well, I guess that's a good segue into the next topic here. And what are your playoff predictions? The playoff race, playoff predictions. What do you think's gonna pop off?
So right now, how it stands, the NFL playoff picture is the Tennessee Titans, Kansas City Chiefs, Cincinnati Bengals, Buffalo Bills, the New England Patriots, the Indianapolis Colts, and the Los Angeles Chargers coming out of the AFC. And for the NFC, we got the Green Bay Packers, Los Angeles Rams, Tampa Bay Bucks, Dallas Cowboys, Arizona Cardinals, San Francisco 49ers, and the Philadelphia Eagles. So we got some stellar teams. The NFC is looking freaking stacked right now.
They are
stupid amount of great teams coming out of the NFC.
Stacked.
That playoff picture is insane. I think I'm going to go with this is a random Super Bowl prediction. This is not probably your typical Super Bowl prediction you're going to hear. Okay. But I'm going out on a limb. I'm going Buffalo Bills versus the LA Rams. 2 new quarterbacks, 2 new shots, people that want it.
Okay.
Josh Allen's playing out of his mind. I love Josh Allen. He's really good. I think that's going to be the Super Bowl. And maybe that's just a stretch because, that's not the popular one, but that's what I'm going with.
I would like to see Bills Rams. That would be a high-powered Super Bowl, first off, right? You got,
for sure,
Josh Allen. You got Matt Stafford.
Love Stafford.
And it was kind of funny watching the Rams game and seeing OBJ catch a couple of the balls towards the end of the game. And I thought
scored a touchdown.
I'm a Browns fan. Scored a touchdown.
Yeah.
And I was like, OBJ is possibly the guy that saved their season this year.
He caught a 4th down pass, too. I think it was 4th down. He caught that pass and then caught the touchdown, 2 plays later?
So I thought that was kind of ironically funny when I was watching the game. And I've always been a Rams fan. I like the Rams with Marshall Faulk, Isaac Bruce, Torrey Holt. Cooper Kupp just broke Isaac Bruce's single-season record, which is pretty insane.
Yeah, that's impressive.
Cooper Kupp is a beast. So I would love to see that Super Bowl. I think that I'm with you on the AFC side. Not many hitters in the AFC. We'll call
the
it
Chiefs
many
are there.
hitters.
The Bengals, dude, I don't know though. Burrow,
the Bengals, the Bills, but you got the Titans.
Yeah,
at 8-8. Okay, I mean that's not all that great. I mean, I guess the Rams are 8-8 too. Or no, they're 12-14.
No,
they're 11-5. I'm looking at something completely different.
Yeah,
sorry.
No, they're not.
So they're 11-5. 11-5. So I mean, I'm with you. I think the Bills are coming out the AFC.
Yeah,
that's what I think out the AFC. Josh Allen, I think he's a superior quarterback in the AFC.
I don't
you got
know.
Patty Mahomes.
Yeah, I don't know if you can sleep on Cincinnati yet though. Especially how Joe Burrow. What is he at? 900 yards in the last 2 weeks.
Yeah. Well, they wasn't a nail biter though. He
has like 900 yards and 75 touchdowns in the last 2 weeks.
Yeah,
he is playing
see
stupid
Cincinnati
good.
getting it done.
But, yeah, I don't know if their defense is good enough.
I'm gonna say Bills, and I'm gonna say Bills and Packers.
Packers? I'm
gonna go with the Packers. I think if there's a year that they get it done, it's gonna be this year.
And you think Aaron Rodgers is gonna take down Brady? That's what you're saying?
I think that the Packers defense can give him enough grit and grime to give Aaron Rodgers the leg up that he needs. The only quarterbacks that have beat Tom are Eli Manning twice. Nick Foles, as we talked about
Nick Foles,
the other day. And it was because of those defenses, I think.
They were so good.
Really
That
just
Giants defense
got to Tom.
Yeah.
Especially with the Giants. I mean, that's the reason he lost to the Giants is that D-line was just kept getting to him.
For sure.
I think the Green Bay Packers defense can put up a fight. 13-3. Aaron Rodgers playing the best football possibly of his career.
Absolutely.
If there's any year that gets it, I think it's going to be this year. And if it's not Aaron, it's probably Tom. I mean, it's hard to say Tom's going to lose a Super Bowl.
I know. It's hard to bring Stafford out there, especially with Aaron Rodgers and Tom. I just have to go out on the whim, though. I just have to go out on a whim.
So we're in agreement on the AFC. We think the Bills. NFC, we're saying either Packers, Rams, or Bucks between the two. I'm saying Packers. He's saying Rams. Anthony's saying Rams. Chris is on the Packers. So we'll see what happens. Tom, you're probably going to have me eating my words at the end of the season like you have multiple times.
Probably. It's Tom Brady.
Sir Thomas Goat Brady. So we'll see what happens there. But,
for sure.
I think that's it for the show, right?
That is it. That is our last topic
if you
for
like
the show.
It, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell. That way you know when we're coming on live.
Absolutely. Thank you for joining us today for our show. We really appreciate you turning in. And like Chris said, hit that like, hit that subscribe, share it, comment, hit the notifications, turn it all on so you can see us next time at the Chris and Ann Show. We'll see you then.